America is constantly criticized, both in the region and here in Western media, for closing up to the Central Asian authoritarian regimes, to the dictatorships in the region. When you hear such criticism, how do you respond?
Well, after having been there, I'm sure that there are problems in any part of the world, any region of the world. But I think Central Asia is extremely important. After having been there and meeting with 4 of the presidents in Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Tojikistan, and so forth, Kyrgyzstan, I'm convinced that it's in our national interest to be very involved in Central Asia. First of all, it's a very growing area. They're much more progressive than I thought they were before I went. So it was an educational experience as well. And they were very receptive to our American congressional delegation. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there for American business and industry. And I think the leadership, I know some of the people say they're autocratic and they've had leaders there for a long, long time, but they were responsive. And even though we may not agree with their governmental structure, if they're responsive and they want to work with American business and industry, I think it's a good thing. And positive, and I think by getting American business and industry into those countries to work with them, we can create an atmosphere that will be conducive to a positive change in the future, democracy, human rights, and things like that.
How do you balance the relationship? Because right now it seems to be more about Afghanistan.
Well, Afghanistan is a problem for the whole region. I mean, if Afghanistan is taken over by the Taliban or a combination of Taliban and Al-Qaeda, and Pakistan starts to fall in that direction, the whole region could be in jeopardy. So I think it's important that we, the United States of America, become and continue to be a stabilizing influence, not just in Afghanistan. I mean, we know what's going on there, but in the surrounding countries like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, that whole area. I mean, they're concerned about the future as well. So we need to be deeply involved economically, and American business and industry can do that, as well as militarily.
Well, when you were in the region, we know that you didn't have much time in every capital, but we heard from the members of the civil society, and they were disappointed that a lot of them could not get to meet you.
Well, it was our intention to learn as much about these countries as was humanly possible, and we did that by meeting with business leaders and meeting with the governmental leaders, the presidents, and the members of their parliaments, and as much as was possible, we met with people who were citizenry and involved in the general population. Unfortunately, we went to 6 countries in 8 or 9 days, and traveling that far takes a lot of time, and so we didn't have the opportunity to meet with as many people as we would have liked. But we think it was a very, very good trip, very productive.
What is this subcommittee doing to boost U.S. support of human rights and democracy promotion in the region?
I think the way we do it is we become involved with those countries. We talk to them about human rights and democracy. And I think if we do that and meet with their leaders and they get to know us and we get to know them, it will ultimately have a positive impact. The worst thing we could do would be to ignore that part of the world. It's a growing part of the world. Russia and China wants to be more and more deeply involved. And so for the United States, to yield the field to them would be a tragic mistake, in my opinion.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.